How did you get rid of depression? Learnt to live with it. While avoiding medicine. I walk. A lot. 5 days a week. 15 kilometers a day. I make sure to push myself back to enjoying my hobbies, reading, gaming if I start spiraling. What is terribly difficult is dealing with challenges in life without spiraling to an emotional hole. But I take each day as it comes. Exercise has helped me a lot because my head stays clear and my body is tired. I have spent my life reading books, and that has helped me stay grounded too. Every few weeks though, there is a spiral. We march on. Lots of time outside. Like every time I could force myself. Gratitude journaling. Taking time to be comfortable being alone. Most importantly, dedicating time to help others. I've experienced deep betrayal since childhood. I've had a lot of trauma and tragedy in my life, so I've had a lot of time to perfect the ability to pull through. What's crazy to me is the deep sense of happiness I now have, despite everything. It's the one thing I know I can do for myself. No matter what I'm faced with. Didn't get rid of it. I got the right medication for it, Zoloft, and the right dosage, 50 milligrams. I also try to identify my triggers and use tools to dig myself out of potential ruts. The one thing that has helped me a lot lately is a simple sentence I read on Instagram. What would the healthy version of me do right now? I ask myself this question and try to change my perspective. Some days are better than others. And I'm no longer deeply miserable 24/7. I think. Besides medication and therapy. Just recognizing that it comes and goes. When I'm feeling depressed, it feels like it'll never get better, and it feels like nothing was ever good. But I know there have been good things in the past, and will be again. It's just impossible to see from the darkness. Certainly do whatever self-care strategies you can, but know that sometimes you've just got to wait it out. Exercise and proper sleep schedule were the biggest factors. In drinking, stopping drugs, healthier food, intermittent fasting, cutting out toxic friends and family, consistent routine, reading, going out in nature, being social with people that cared about me. It was a journey, and each step was a struggle, but it beat sleeping 14 hours a day and drowning in the other 10. I can provide some helpful tips which helped me in managing depression. Point 1. Practice self-care. Exercise. Eat well. Sleep enough and use relaxation techniques. 2. Seek professional help. Point 3. Stay connected with supportive people. 4. Set realistic goals and celebrate achievements. 5. Engage in enjoyable activities. 6. Limit stresses in your life. 7. Be patient and kind to yourself. Medication and therapy would be your medical way, but we know how expensive that gets. Eating like going for a walk with some music in your ears, working out, picking up a simple hobby, virtually anything that doesn't take too much brain power, but still feels rewarding when you finish it. Stopped listening to sad music. Started a business after I couldn't get a job. Started working out, but I don't work out anymore. It did help that after my dad died I went into a funk and haven't been able to stick to working out. Sunlight. I'm glad I live in California because I start feeling sad if I go more than 3 days without sunlight. I also avoid negative people. First off, it's a cliche. But it's a cliche for a reason. Exercise, good diet, sunshine, sleep, happy thoughts, however you get those things. The key ingredient for me though was spite. Lots and lots of spite. Finally pushed me to do the above properly. P.S. Probably not gone totally, but definitely under control and no meds. Talking kindly to myself often and riding my motorcycle on winding country roads. Adrenaline is a wonder drug. It takes time but got there in the end. Your inner monologue is very important. Be kind to yourself and be your biggest cheerleader. It's important to work at positivity and participate in activities that you really enjoy. You don't get rid of it. You just figure out how to live with it. Social exposure and exercise are the major things to take care of, and from there it really just depends if therapy and medication help you or not, and if it doesn't then well you're in for a tough time. Being available. Anytime someone called, needed a couple bucks, needed to vent, or even just wanted to talk, I would give them the effort. It made me feel better knowing I was helping someone else through a tough time, because I had probably been in their shoes at one point and reached out for help or advice as well. My understanding is that once you have it, you don't get rid of it. There is no cure and only temporary solutions to alleviate symptoms. This is due to the fact that depression alters a brain chemistry permanently. So unless you take drugs that alters brain chemistry, you don't really get rid of it. I don't. Some days it kicks my ass, but I haven't wanted to do away with myself in a few years. I just look at my kids and realize I need to be here for them. They may not need me, they have their mum too. Plus saying they need me sounds arrogant. I know they want me around and love me. Asian mom solution: just be happy. In all seriousness, work on yourself. Accomplish small goals for yourself one at a time. As you notice your skills, self-fitness, etc. improve, that small bit of purpose really helps, and I'm sure is related to some kind of dopamine boost. I'm very not in the clear of depression and other mental health issues. But for me, climbing, pets, video games, and diving into certain interests, reading, films, music helps a lot to have better days. And then to keep in mind to stay grateful for those good things. A lot. I was suffering from a depression for 1 year, and after trying shrooms for the first time, they solved most of my problems and just stopped worrying about anything that is negative in my mind. Weird, it's impossible to explain. Personally for me, it was therapy and a naturopath who realized I have double as much cortisol as the normal person. It was also time away from the bag breakup that sent me spiraling. It's a constant battle, but those 3 things helped the most. Definitely didn't get rid of it, but managed to build a life that, between a partner, children, a job, etc., requires daily responsibility for my actions, to the point the depression is usually overridden out of morality and or laziness. I won't get rid of it, but I accepted that I will always have depression, and I will always have to take Lexapro no matter how old I am. My brain just doesn't make enough serotonin for me to function as a normal human being. For me, depression has always come in waves. Some days, it felt like I was drowning, and others I felt like I could stay afloat forever. I just always remind myself that these emotions are temporary, and this too shall pass. Still here. Never get rid of it. Still depressed about everything, about my life, and how I'm losing hope. Once depression hits you, there's no way of getting it out or curing it, because that's bullshit. Depression is you. You can't get rid of it. It's a cross to bear. You can make it lighter through perseverance, nepotism, and spite. If you're in a slump, just put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. And then smoking weed, and then getting off weed and feeling everything, and then sorting through that and seeing what it really was and how to heal it, and then now I'm trying to heal it. But weed helps. For me, exercise, sunshine, having daily conversations with strangers, full conversations, learn about people, eat lots of vegetables, take lots of B vitamins and rhodiola, basically force myself out of my own head. My depression was being a minor in a shitty situation I had no say over because I was a minor. Now that I'm an adult and get to choose how my life goes, it's much better than no one listening or caring. You never get rid of it. It will always be with you. Hopefully, with the right help and with time, you will learn to live with it and to embrace the ups and downs with kindness and empathy for yourself. I accepted and stopped pretending. I still get a hint of depression every once in a while, but nothing limsy and debilitating. Painful bouts I used to have with depression. A big step is to accept that it hasn't always to be good, or you haven't to be always happy. DC, it's okay to be okay. Most of the days in your life are just okay. Like there isn't just black and white. Buddhism 8-fold path, and for noble truth, complex topic, but worth learning, as it'll affect all aspect of life. P.S. I'm not Buddhist. It's all a choice, unpopular opinion, hard pill to swallow. Depressed doesn't go away, but there are ways to minimize and handle it. The goal when you are diagnosed clinically is to have better coping. Better coping leads to better quality of life. Dale Carnegie said in one of his books, to cure depression you need to forget about yourself. Go out, be of purpose for others, and be active. Additionally, Yoga's advice to meditate. If I'm going to be really honest about depression, there is no way to actually truly get rid of depression. You can do things that can lessen your depression or at least control it. Other people and other surroundings can do a lot. If you're not happy with where you're at, move. Also try to not be a part of other people's drama. It's just not worth it. Realized I don't have to be a part of any dogshit group. Pretty much no group is worth being a part of these days. Made me realize the problem was mostly others, not me. Do stuff outside. Don't sulk, be active. Change everything. Gym helps too. Go hike or mountain bike or play soccer with friends or practice sports by yourself. I microdose mushrooms. For me, 100x better than any pharmaceuticals I've tried. And pair it with consistent exercise and mindful eating habits. Changed my life. By making money. Money gave me happiness and the opportunity to move out from my family house. My parents were the biggest reason that had kept me depressed. You can never truly get rid of depression. It's always there. You just have to acknowledge it and try to do something on any given day to make it better. A combo of ketamine therapy and Wellbutrin. It didn't get rid of it, but I'm now able to bounce back sooner and no more multiple days of depression. Lol. I didn't. It's crippled me since I was 13 and I'm 32 now. Heavily treatment resistant. It's a lifelong mental disorder I'll be living with. The sure shot way to get rid of depression is to take a cold bath in a cold place. After that you will find joy in the smaller things of life. Microdosing mushrooms. And the idea that she's a cruel mistress who will always be with me. Walking outside doesn't hurt though.